As time changes, technology advances, the need to learn the modern language, which is the communicative globalized language, means English language, is much more essential. Today we will evaluate three methods of English language learning so you can decide that which method you have adopted and why you have not been successful and which method you have to adopt. In fact, I am going to demonstrate here three methods from 19th century to 21st century and present day. What are those methods? And you have to closely and minutely observe that what are the requirements of language learning and are you fulfilling these requirements or not. So my first method, my first focus is on 19th century, when it was assumed that language learning or the foreign language can only be accessed and learned through grammar translation method. This method emphasizes that you can learn a foreign language through translation, through memorization and cramming of grammar rules and vocabulary. Now, this method doesn't allow the students and the learners to have oral communication, which is the core of language learning, without which you cannot correct your pronunciation, because major emphasis was on grammar rules. In classes, in traditional classes, the role of teacher was authoritative. Why the role was authoritative? Because teacher would write down on the blackboard or the whiteboard certain rules and regulations regarding some tenses and grammar. And you are just supposed to translate from your native language to English language, and he would provide you a bunch of vocabulary, a list of vocabulary, and you were supposed to cram that list. This was the method of 19th century. Now the second century or 21st century, from 20th to 21st century, another method was followed. That method was situational language learning. Now, what is this situational language learning? Now, the role of teacher was minimized. It was not authoritative. Now, teacher would tailor the lessons according to the needs, different learning styles of the students. And students were encouraged to use language in different kind of situations. Now, it is quite beneficial because now the shift has been changed. Drastic change you can see in traditional method from grammar. Now you are moving towards student-centered activities. Students were given different kind of tasks and assignments relating to different situations. Now it would allow the students to communicate in diverse situations. For example, if you are confronting a situation in public mob, or you are in a hospital, or you are addressing to a wide audience, you were given different kind of topics according to situations. This was the method followed in 20th and 21st century. And now you are advancing, you are progressing, and there was the rush of technologies and information and innovations. The impact of innovation, the impact of technology, you can visualize in present day in the form of AI. There are different kinds of apps, mobile phone, smartphone, online education is the essence of present day. Now, this is the communicative language teaching. Now, there is not the rule for situational English. Now the whole emphasis is to develop learners' ability to communicate. Learners' ability to communicate. And now different kinds of aids are used. What kinds of aids are used? Now you have the facility to talk to your online teacher anywhere, anytime. There is no time restriction. There is no place restriction. If you are residing in Asia, you can talk to your online teacher in America. In the past, this facility was not available to you. Certainly, the importance of teacher is very much important. We cannot rely on AI or on machine learning, on robotic learning. Why? Because I can just quote one example, the most authoritative, the most beautiful example of the history, which is still renowned. The story of the two characters, teacher and student, and you can see that at present moment the example of the teacher and the students are still quoted, and they have written thousands of the books, and they are used as reference books in different universities, top universities of the world. This is the importance of the relationship of the student and teacher. Relationship of the student and teacher. The legendary teacher which I want to mention here is Socrates and his student Plato. Socrates and Plato. Socrates, the greatest, the legendary teacher of Greek history, is still renowned, and Plato, his student, is still renowned. This shows the strong connection. This shows the value of student-teacher relationship and how teacher can extract the best out of his student. And this negates that you cannot do that without robotic learning, with robotic learning or machine learning or innovations, AI machines. Everything is good, online education is good, but you have to do your best with your teacher, because where teacher is required, his encouragement, his feedback, his comments, his each and everything, he will polish. Not only he will groom you, not only in your academic center, but also he will inculcate in you some qualities, some values which the world can see and recognize, and he will appreciate, the world will appreciate you. So I know that technology is everywhere, innovations are everywhere. I am connecting with you with the mobile phone. This is the facility, and I am providing you online education. You can, and online education also gives you the variety of teaching method, the variety of YouTube channels, the variety of teachers, and it also gives you the free hand to choose whatever you like in terms of teacher, in terms of resources, in terms of educational channels. It is all about you, but it is also misleading. Because of the overwhelming content, overwhelming channels, you cannot decide that which channel is best for you. So I give you an example. Depend on online education, resources, robotic or machine learning, but don't be overwhelmed. If you like someone's teaching and techniques, just listen and learn by yourself. When you will amalgamate these two things, teacher learning, teacher experiences, and your learning, it will give you the whole context of English language, because now English language serves as a lingua franca. It means that you can connect with the whole world because of the interconnectedness of the world, globally interconnectedness of the world. Now world has been connected together, and it enhances the need to communicate. If you have the ability to use this lingua franca, means English language, it means that you can broaden your prospect of visiting abroad, expanding your business, having a trip, successful trip. Because if you have a mastery over this language, you can connect and you can ask as many questions as you can from any native speaker about the historical buildings. For example, if you are a tourist, if you want to travel around the world, if you are fond of traveling around the world, if you have the mastery over this language, you can easily access to any native speaker and ask about what are the features and when this building was erected and what is special or historical or renowned thing about this word. Can you please tell me? And in this way, your trip or your tour of traveling will be a memorable tour rather than a tour of still. If I had the mastery over this language, I would have been able to ask this and that. This is the thing. So I hope that you would understand. I have discussed 3 methods, and you have to decide and comment me which method is still followed in our schools, colleges and university, and even in our societies to learn English language. Are we entangled in 19th century method, grammar translation method? Are we entangled in situational language learning? Have we shifted our transition to communicative language learning with the diverse resources of online education? I am eagerly waiting for your comments, and if you are still using 19th century method, you have to change that. So I hope that this will give you an abundance of learning material, and a thought provoking message which can initiate a diverse change in your learning capability. With this positive note, I certainly end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.